Welcome to Board Game Detectives. My name is Serge and today we will talk about Tokaido. This game is very special. Here's the object of the game. The players are travelers in Japan in days of old. They will follow the prestigious Tokaido and try to make this journey as rich and experienced as possible. To do this, they will pass through magnificent countryside, taste delicious culinary specialties, purchase souvenirs, benefit from the virtues of hot springs, and have unforgettable encounters. Typically, objectives of games are to get victory points and to compete with other players. And those games make you work hard. Tokaido is different. It is probably one of the most relaxing games that I ever played. You can just chill. The game basically plays itself. It requires the least effort on your part. And I like it. Sometimes you don't want to think hard. Sometimes you just want to check out and just enjoy the experience. So Tokaido is all about the experience, about the journey. So for that reason, I recommend Tokaido. I like it. It gets the casual crystal rating from me, and I do recommend it. In today's video, I will explain you what I like in this game. Also, we'll talk about the history of Tokaido. But before that, let's take a look at the BGG stats. Tokaido was released in 2012. It has 6.9 rating and 722 overall rank. It plays 2 to 5 players, best at 4, and has weight of 175. The designer is Antoine Boza. I probably butchered the name, so I apologize. He designed many games, and the top ones are Seven Wonders, Hanabi, Takenoko. Very good designer. Now, let's quickly talk about an amazing history of Tokaido. Tokaido is a road in Japan. Let's zoom in. It is 500 kilometers long, or 300 miles, and it connects Kyoto and Tokyo. What's special about this road is that it is very old. The first records date back 1,300 years. For comparison, the whole US history is just 250 years and Canada 150. So, very old road with very rich history. Today, if you take a bullet train, you can get from Kyoto to Tokyo in about 2 hours and 11 minutes. Back in the day, this journey was taking 2-3 weeks, sometimes up to a month, if the weather was bad. Despite the very long travel time, I think this journey was pretty enjoyable, for 4 main reasons. Number 1, there were 53 stations along the way. They were spaced about 2 hours one from another, and at each station you could get food, supplies, and accommodations. You could stay overnight if you had to. So you were taken care along your whole journey. Number 2, the road was very well maintained. This picture was taken in 1865, and I like it. I would definitely hike on such a road. Number 3 comes from the name itself. Tokaido means Eastern Sea Road. So you had plenty of ocean views along the way. And number 4 is my favorite. The road was passing by this beautiful Mount Fuji. I definitely want to hike there. So walking on Tokaido Road was quite rich experience. And the Tokaido board game beautifully captures this. This is all about that experience, and I will quickly show you how this plays out. You will be walking from Kyoto to Tokyo, and along the way you will stay at 4 different stations to get some food and sleep. Also, along the way you will enjoy a lot of different experiences. Let me quickly walk you through them. Number 1 is buying souvenirs. Anytime you stop at a shop, you can buy one of the 4 different types of gifts. If you collect all 4 of them, you can get 16 points. What I like about this mechanism is that same gift types can have different price. So then you have a dilemma once you get this gift that costs $3, whether you want to buy it at the spot or you want to visit a different shop and probably buy it cheaper next time. Up to you. Since the money are in very short supply, you might want to stop at a farm to earn 3 more coins. They will definitely be useful later in the game. If you have extra cash, you can stop at a temple and donate. The player who donates the most can get up to 10 victory points at the end of the game. Visiting hot spring locations are guaranteed to give you some rest and 2 or 3 points. Encounters are very nice. They give you some free cards, money, or just victory points. Anytime you arrive to one of the 4 stations, you have a chance to buy some food. And it is very impactful because you are getting 6 victory points for each. The mechanism that I love is that each food can range from 1 to 3 coins. What's happening, the first player that arrives to the station has the first pick, and they can pick the cheaper food. And then who comes late, it can be up to 3 coins. I really love this mechanism because A, it incentivizes players to move quicker, and B, it incentivizes you to keep some coins just in case the food is expensive. And the last spots that you can visit are panoramas. There are 3 of them, and they work in the same way. The first time you visit one of them, you get 1 point. Second time, 2 points. And it can go up to 5 points. So you are incentivized to visit the same panorama because then you can maximize your victory points. Players first to complete one of the 3 panoramas are getting extra 3 victory points. At the end of the game, there are more of the 3 victory points cards for players who collect most of those 4 types of cards. Optionally, you can play as one of 10 characters, which will give you additional advantages with one of those actions. So there are 9 different locations in this game, which might seem like you have too many options. However, the way the game is designed, magically there is close to 0 analysis paralysis. You just walk along the Tokaido road and just enjoy the experience. Here's how it works. It is always the last person who goes first. So in this case, green can go to any spot they want and take any location. However, why would they do this? Each location is good. Each brings some victory points. So naturally, they will just go to the first location, to the shop. Now, the blue thinks, okay, I'll take the next one, which is temple. Looks nice. Then the yellow one goes to the encounters. Now it's back to the green. And green, okay, I'll take the panorama. And then blue says, okay, I'll go to the hot springs. Yellow says, okay, I'll go to the panorama. Then green says, okay, after the gift shop, I'm low on money, so I'll go to the field to take extra 3 coins. And then blue says, I do have some money left after the temple. I go to shop to get some gifts. Yellow says, okay, temple for me is good. Green, encounter is good. And they keep going like that. And there is no rush in this game. And they just arrive to the cabin and get their meal. It is almost guaranteed that at least the first section of this game will play out like that. Players will just take the first available spot. Of course, I'm oversimplifying and exaggerating. Your games can be very different, especially in the second half, where players would tend to make more strategic and mindful choices. But, on average, I think the game will play out like this. With 70% of moves, players will just pick the first available location. 20% of moves will be for the second spot, and only 10% for the third spot. And what this does, that in a magical way, you relax. You begin to care less about victory points and more about the experience itself. Everything is good, you enjoy every step of your Tokaido journey. 70% of the time, it just feels like a meditation. So here we are. Tokaido is a great thematic game for the days when you had a hard day and just want to relax. I recommend it. If you are still watching, thank you so much. See you next time.